Hey, very good morning to you. Welcome to Trade Live with IG on the 19th of December, last show of the year. And you can tell Sparkly over there is in the Christmas spirit.
Someone's got to do it.
We got Angeline Ong. We have the thorn between two roses.
Clearly, look at this.
Or the meat and two veg.
Yeah, I'll be the little meat stuck in between the middle of you two. This is quite something, this, isn't it?
We got party lights.
We've got party lights as well. Is this because of my top? Oh,
Happy Christmas.
happy Christmas,
Happy
everyone.
Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Nike down 10%.
Okay, that was uncalled for.
I think one of the three of us has got them. Can you guess who it is?
After all that time sitting next to Rich, hearing about Elliot Hill, Elliot's going to turn this around, Elliot's going to blah. Right, I've become an investor now.
Yes.
It's when a trade becomes a long-term investment.
Right, let's look what's coming up on your final show of the year then. It is the three of us through till, nostalgic break. That's one we don't know about.
Oh, a nostalgic break. Okay.
Pop that one in.
Is that an extra Guess the Chart? It's a Christmas Guess the Chart. Oh, it's not.
So guess the Christmas chart at 8:10. Then we've got Isar coming in to give us one last psychology of trading before your long break. 8:35. Oh, maturing. I am coming for you, sir. So, being accused of unstructured trades yesterday on the Discord. Maturing and I phoned them up and I said, right, on the show, let's battle this one out.
He's very, very, very detailed, up to like the pips. And he's a real assassin.
Oh,
Yeah.
very admirable. Maturin and I, of course, big friend of the show, are going to have a good chat there at 8:35, and then a bit of Q&A to finish off, Ange.
Ah, yes.
Bring it on.
All the questions that you've been dying, right, to ask us, bring it on.
Phil just wanted to come on the show.
Phil just
Phil's
wants.
feeling lonely, yeah.
He
Needed
is.
a bit of loving.
And so we do have a lot to talk about. We've got the Bank of Japan rate decision. We've got Nike, but then we're also going. There's Maturin saying, "I'm ready for you, Scottish."
Rico Segal, you have to create a Discord profile and then make sure you then tap Machu03, which is Maturin over there. Get in touch with Maturin. He'll show you what to do.
Good morning to you all. Good morning, Lee. Good morning, London Gecko. And Monkey Man here, of course, for the Christmas show. Good morning to you all.
Does the Christmas show mean we can pop all these crackers and eat all the chocolate?
Yeah.
Or are they still just there for decoration?
Be careful. I popped one cracker during the recording of the Santa Rally, and then Phil came marching going, "You're destroying my set!"
Oh, yeah.
Our first poll of the day, you can hear Luke Moore's voice. Is it A, a hangover, or B, he's got the cold? Which one is it? Producer Phil is going to run that, and we'll find out at 7:55 a.m.
I'm having this look because I can see what's hiding behind his monitor.
Yeah, and it's not more alcohol.
Right, let's get into some overnight azione.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to Overnight Action, where we get you across the news that you might have missed, but will matter.
So, where do you want to start? Do you want to start Nike or do you
All
want to
right,
start
start
Japan?
with the pain.
Nike or Japan? Nike or Japan? Nike?
Yeah.
Right, well, it's all about China, 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 which is interesting. One thing to watch today is if JD Sports goes down on the back of this, could be an opportunity, because the problem child of Nike are China, big time, and also direct to consumer, right? Neither of those are JD Sports. And so if we see that open lower, that could be a potential trade.
Don't forget Converse are in there as well. So Converse sales were down 30% quarter on quarter. Do you wear Converse?
They've been. I haven't worn Converse since 2016.
Converse?
I love Converse. I am not wearing them right now, but I do have a pair at home.
Yeah, you definitely see them going around. They were kind of fashionable last year. Definitely not this year.
Really?
Yeah.
Here he is. We knew he wanted to sit on the show.
Double espresso. Thank you. Look at him,
Thank you
Phil.
very much.
Any Converse? Phil, you're a kind of. Would you be a Converse guy? No.
You come across as a Converse guy as well.
He does. He has that look and
What does a
feel.
Converse guy come across as?
Just Phil.
Him with that shirt unbuttoned.
So
Andrew has seen this quite often, and I'm also watching JD because they tend to move together, right? Even though they might not be correlated. So you're right,
This is the point.
JD
They
Sports.
usually are correlated, but this would actually be wrong.
Yeah, so it'd be an opportunity.
Yeah.
It's not all bad though. It wasn't all bad. The North American and the running categories both improved.
Okay. Tell me more.
Yeah, no, but it was. So it was Greater China sales were down 17%. Converse's sales were down 30%. Declining store traffic in China, failing to sell off old inventory. Not great. And so Elliot Hill's come out on the call and said that he thinks he's in his middle innings and it's not going to be a straight line to recovery, which is kind of going against a lot of what's been said.
I take that as a positive. Because if you're in the middle innings of the recovery, you actually think you are fairly well through. So they've now got America back on track. Europe's performing. And it really is China. It's slightly by design. Matthew Friend that said that on the call. The idea is to clear out all that over excessive inventory. But
Old stock.
Is this a Trump problem? If you attack China, right, and tell everybody that they're doing so wrong all the time, then American brands should suffer in China. So is it part of that, or is it the Nike product that's the problem?
I don't know. I've been a Nike trainer guy for a while now. You've got some trainers on here.
Oh yes, he loves his Nikes.
Your Air Maxes.
It may well be both. It could be both, because I've just obviously come back from Asia, and you see a huge number of American brands being punished, right? People just don't want to go to a Starbucks. They make bad coffee anyway, but they actually tell you, I'm not going to Starbucks because I am not going to support these American brands. It's got so bad that actually some of them even have flags plastered on top of the shop windows, by protesters, by people who don't feel, or feel angered by Trump. So there is a real thing out there.
I mean, there's also a trend at the moment over in China where a lot of those domestic brands are selling to local private equity businesses.
Yes.
So Starbucks, Costa Coffee, I think there's a few sports brands as well that are basically exiting the Chinese market as an international entity and selling to local domestic private equity, because they're just saying, look, we think we can get something for this asset, and you've got the opportunity to turn it around.
Can I show you one of them that is spreading like wildfire across Asia? Have you guys tried Luckin Coffee?
Luckin Coffee is an Asian brand anyway,
It is
isn't it?
listed. Funnily enough,
Listed
you
in the
cannot.
US?
Yeah, it's listed here, darling.
In London?
As well, yeah, I think so. I'm right in saying
And
that.
it's certainly a GDR.
Yeah, I know it is listed, but I found it really funny that I couldn't try out the coffee here, but you could buy its shares. And it's spreading like wildfire. Do you know how aggressive their app is? So you can buy through app, and they are offering at a time when Starbucks coffee. How much do you pay for a Starbucks coffee these days?
I try to pay absolutely nothing and avoid it at all costs.
I know,
but
bad.
it's going to be. But it's you're not getting change out of £4 now for a coffee.
Exactly. This is doing it at a third of the price.
Yeah. But is it any good though?
It's as bad as Starbucks.
Right, okay, fine.
That's all I'm going to say.
So what we're saying is Starbucks charge way too much in margin.
Yeah, so one way to find out, of course, look at Adidas, because Adidas, big sales in China as well. Their stock has come off. I'm really interested how this does this morning. I think that it's now the inferior product versus Nike, and I think that all their shoes look pretty much the same as they have for the past 4 years, which has done very well. And I think the fashion trend is pretty much exactly as the share price suggests. So I think this is, nobody that I speak to goes into the store and goes, oh, the brand new Adidas range, let's buy that. So that should be hit this morning, but it will be interesting to see how their China sales are doing specifically.
Yeah, so look at Puma as well, of course. And just to kind of give this a little bit more context, some of the Asian traded kind of domestic suppliers to Nike are trading down pretty heavily in China. So there's Shenzhou International was down 3.5% and Yu Yen was down 2.4%. So both Asian suppliers to that Nike kind of universe, both down heavily. And just another little bit of context. So of course we think that the US section is doing fine. Their sales was a beat at 12.4 billion, but they did lose track in terms of market share to both Hoka and On Running in their running performance sector. So it's okay. It's not great in the US, but it's okay. But yeah, China's the problem child.
China, and also just saying that if you have tried these brands, the biggest brands in China for trainers, I'm looking at your shoes here. Go on, give a guess, top 3.
In China?
Yeah, go on.
Are they brands that we're going to recognise?
I recognize some of them.
Well, you might recognise some of them
Yeah,
more than I
but
would.
worn by Chinese people, though.
Is it going to be like Skechers or something?
No.
Right, come on, irrelevant.
Anta, A-N-T-A.
ANTA, never heard of them.
And Li-Ning, L-I space, L-I space Li-Ning. It's starting to crop up here. I'm sure the weekend when you go shopping.
Just going to throw another little thing in here, just while we're talking about consumer confidence and sales and stuff. The UK did have some retail sales figures this morning, and we missed across the board.
Yeah,
not particularly good.
That does take away from that JD Sports potential trade a little bit, but definitely one to look at. Right, on to Japan then, people. So we've got a policy rate hike of 25 basis points, of course, the complete opposite of the Fed and the Bank of England, and maintaining their hawkish bias. Some obviously had already discounted this because we're seeing the yen trade up to 156.19. So you are seeing a weakening of the yen. So it was
Which is interesting.
Buy the rumor, sell the fact.
But wouldn't you find that interesting? So, right, give us an overview of the yen carry trade, because back in August of last year, this process started. Right, the BOJ said they were going to start to raise. The US said they were going to start to cut, and so we had that kind of immediate shock of an unwind of liquidity due to the carry trade. That doesn't seem like that's happening yet. If the dollar's weakening into a rate hike and the US dollar isn't really moving either, is that kind of flying in the face of this carry trade rhetoric? Wouldn't you have expected to see things move a little bit quicker?
So the Bank of Japan's going very slowly. And, you know, as long as it goes slowly, then the carry trade works and the structure works because you know what you're getting.
So you can come out of things like slowly.
Yeah, exactly.
Your kind of volume, your volume amount of positions over a month.
No, it's not so much that. It's that you know what your yield differential is in a 12-month period. And therefore, when you put the trade on, then you know what you're going to make 5% on it. So let's say 5%. So as long as the currency doesn't move against you because everything's priced in on a slow increase, then you get that 5%. It's when things change
Rapidly.
then boom, you lose your whole differential in that 2-week period.
And that's when it throws you out of whack. Gotcha.
You gotta start cutting.
So yeah, so that's the 10-year JGB yields topped 2%, which is the highest they've had since 1999. Congratulations to anyone holding those, because it's not been a particularly nice nearly 30 years.
For a very long time. Well done you if you had that patience.
Yeah, the BOJ have come out and said they're expecting 2 more hikes next year, and then 1 in 2027, which will take the terminal rate to 1.5%. So they're happy to signal for more hikes, they said, if the economy and inflation outlook looks to change. But yeah, 2 hikes next year, 1 in 2027, much expected.
So it is really interesting that we've got the ECB now saying that they are meeting to meeting. Chances are the next one will be an increase. We've got the Bank of England. Do we have more cuts there? Potentially.
It was really split, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It felt like a reluctant cut, not a pivot.
Yeah.
So, and then you got the Fed with potentially incoming asset. Is that right?
Hassett.
Asset.
The hatchet.
The hatchet.
The hatchet job.
So that could be 3 rate cuts next year.
Where are we currently pricing for next year?
Well, the Fed say 1, the market says 2. So hatchet comes in. You know, is that going to be Trump's puppet? I certainly think that the bond market will start to price that in as soon as he's appointed, because JP Morgan still say that they think Besant will end up being Fed chair.
Yeah, but over what time period, I suppose, is the question. I think he probably would be a good candidate. He certainly is.
Oh, no, he's the ultimate candidate.
Yeah,
That's who Trump wants. He just doesn't want to do it.
But also then, I suppose, you're going to have to pull him away from the Treasury.
That's so JP Morgan say, right, Hatchett will be appointed, the bond market will puke, Hatchett will be sacked, and Besant will replace him. But Besant has to then nominate the new head of the Treasury. That'll be Besant's agreement.
Yeah, okay.
All will be known in January, February, right? And Powell is expected to stay till May 15th. But
Powell doesn't have to leave.
he doesn't have to leave.
So he can be ousted as the chair, but he doesn't have to leave the Fed, which is interesting because whoever does end up taking that job, it now becomes the ultimate game of chess.
Yeah.
Because you can, okay, right, he's going to have Hatchett and he's going to have Mirren as like his ultimate doves, but Powell is still in the room, and Powell's not just going to just because he gets placed in that seat, he doesn't get an additional vote.
No.
So he's still just going to have to kind of make this arrangement work.
And you do actually get 2 new Fed members come in that are relatively on the hawkish side. So they negate the 2 Trump characters.
It's gonna be a chess game next year. It's gonna be incredibly exciting.
So there's the yen move for you overnight. Not ideal. After that CPI figure yesterday, you would have thought that would have been dollar weakness and it would have been yen strength. But no, it never plays out that easy, does it? Which is exactly what Addy to you has said on the chat there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. Anyone saw that $105 billion package that was approved by the EU yesterday?
To Ukraine.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I thought this is interesting too because we've had talks and talks about whether they're going to use this 210 billion euros of frozen Russian assets, and now it looks like they've agreed to allocate this aid.
Have they said what they're going to spend it on? Have they said what they're going to spend it on? Is this money that's going to rebuild, or is this money that's going to the war effort?
They haven't actually said. It just says that we are going to put this money to work to help Ukraine. But I was looking for some detail on it as well. Any of you seen any detail on that? Anything more granular than financial assistance? I mean, there's some talk of bridge financing, but there isn't much in the way of detail as to how it is spent. Because I went straight to like defense as well. Is it going to be in defense, right? So yeah.
Yeah, I think as long as it does feel like the winds of politics are kind of moving against this continued money for the war effort, and this thing needs to come to a conclusion pretty quickly.
Rightly so.
Yeah, it's just we're throwing, we don't have the money here to spend on giving it away. Clearly,
to blowing things up.
Yeah. Well, we had UK figures this morning. The deficit has come down, but that's still 11.7 billion. So the EU is not the UK. But if the EU is going to give 105 billion towards Ukraine over the next couple of years, yet we're chasing our tail trying to find a deficit of 11.7 billion. If the UK gets anywhere near that figure, yet anyone, politically in the UK is just going to point to say, well, hang on a second, we've got an 11 billion pound deficit. Don't pay them, pay us. Get us sorted first, and then move that on. And that'll become this kind of theme of politics, I think, over the next year or so.
Yeah,
as we get to kind of the Labour midterms and stuff that comes around.
Talking about politics, what happened to Auchenschloss? When did that happen? I missed that completely.
Yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning.
Was it?
Yeah, we covered it in the show. Yeah. Chris,
Who wasn't watching?
yeah. What were you doing?
Someone was enjoying their
Getting
little
ready.
light.
Yeah, with cucumbers on the eyes. Yeah. That was yesterday, and it's been
How did the shares take it?
It took it well. It took it well. Early in the morning when Chris and I were on it, had a bit of a move higher. She is in the industry well known for an advocate for gas, especially in renewables as well.
That's not what they want, is it?
There is a lot of talk about how they are going back to traditional, so oil and gas, what they're good at.
Not renewables, though.
But there is talk, I'm sure you've heard about this, and a lot of this has been written already, so just look it up. But in the next few years, there might be this pendulum swing back to renewables once Trump is no longer in the White House, but that's a longer term play.
Have we heard from Elliott yet? Because they've got rid of him, haven't they?
Probably. Yeah, probably.
So it's whatever they say. That's why I would have thought the shares would have taken it well, because this gives Elliott a much bigger seat at the table.
And where do they trade? They came down yesterday. Is this a daily candle, is it?
Yes.
Came off. Okay.
Let's see.
Came off.
Yeah.
A lot of that's going to be the oil price weakness that we've seen, though, as well.
Yeah, that's a funny one. Look, Moore, what is your top pick for 2026? It can be any commodity, any sector, any stock, any market.
Top pick for next year.
Tough one. I put you on the spot there. Is it oil?
Okay, whilst he's thinking, I'll go first. So,
No, go on. I'll think.
can I have two? Yeah, I've already said it many times here in the show, on the show, copper and platinum. And platinum, you're seeing already starting to get a leg up. I opened a position in Sylvania Platinum yesterday, and I have strong conviction in this, so this is a hold for me. Those of you listening to this show have known that I have been in platinum since late summer, and so this is part of the what do data centers and chips need commodities play.
Yeah. Very commodity heavy though, Ange.
I know.
If you're just in copper and platinum.
So I'm gonna go one of two ways. I'm gonna go and think about themes for next year. I think AI is not gonna go away, but I do think the economics of AI is gonna become more and more important. And so I'm gonna go Alphabet as my top pick.
Oh, it's full stack.
Full stack.
Yeah.
And everything they're trying to do at the moment with, so when we say full stack, and I've spoken about it before on the show, you're going all the way from having a business that is providing value and able to fund everything else. So the search business isn't going away as much as everyone thought in the middle of this year that it was.
Yeah.
Clearly hasn't. OpenAI have not eaten their lunch. Through to TPUs. I had a great conversation with a client of mine that I met for a drink yesterday, all about the kind of difference between NVIDIA and TPUs. And what Google are trying to do is effectively suck all of the economics out of the cost of AI. So OpenAI becomes Anthropic are just way too expensive if you're going to do anything at scale, coding, data processing. The token costs are way too high, so TPUs can do it much cheaper, and they'll be able to afford to run it at a loss for a long while. So they're going to suck all of the oxygen out of this, and I think people will start to see AI as an economics play, not just this incredible growth play. If you start using it, it's going to cost things, and I think Alphabet are well positioned for that one. Here's an interesting thought position for you. If OpenAI was a public stock, how far do you think it's trading up or down this year?
Up 15.
15? But in the last 3 months?
Well, it's on our platform, isn't
Well,
it?
the market cap is, yeah. But in terms of the publicly tradable things, you've got Oracle, you've got Microsoft,
Yeah.
that are these kind of aligned
They've been
businesses.
slammed.
Smoked.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon they're kind of
Absolutely
30-40% down.
But it's not, because our platform says it's not.
The market
trade
cap, our traders are not saying it is. I would say it probably is a bit more.
So why aren't people short on our platform then?
It's just, that's my view.
It's the wrong price.
It's my view is, I think if you've got Oracle and you've got,
So is that the biggest trade of the year, to be short OpenAI
Long
IPO on
Alphabet.
Long Alphabet.
our platform?
the other theme I was going to say was space. SpaceX continuing to raise money, continuing to have conversations about their IPO next year. You're going to have all these ancillary businesses. ASTS moved very, strongly yesterday. Of course, we've got Seraphim in the UK. You've got kind of Filtron,
love
all these different
Seraphim.
names. All these different names in the UK the UK is actually a fairly strong leader in this market. The stories over the last 2 weeks, all I've been getting conversations with clients is about data centers in space.
Yeah. And also, here is the key, guys. This
Good
is
luck.
the secret
Yeah, sure.
sauce here. This is a longer term play. And I love how this is not, we've not prepped this at all, Luke and myself. In fact, I haven't seen you since the, how many parties have we done?
Well, you've got your
Work
space
parties.
outfit on today, Ange.
I
So
have
that's
my space
ready
outfit.
for it.
So here is the thing. Same with mining. Go with the picks and shovels. The picks and shovels of space. So some of the names that I've been looking at that haven't yet IPO'd, but I'm looking at them very closely because I'm looking for one that makes the fittings for space and for mining. So you get double bubble, right? All about double bubble here. So looking at aerospace fittings. Boring is sexy. Custom fittings, this is UK based. If you're looking for a UK one, SSP Corporation is another one.
You can't buy these.
Some of them are looking to IPO. So I am very excited by this. So what you're looking for is not like the jet propulsion, all that sexy stuff. What I'm looking for are the companies that make the screws, the bits, right? The gubbins, because that is also used in mining.
Give me your theme.
One thing you can still invest in is Oracle. That's right, up 5% overnight after they have been confirmed as the buyer of US TikTok. So you can see there they closed at 179. They're currently trading over 190. So big morning for Oracle ahead. That will come to a relief for many.
Welcomed, I think.
Very, very much welcomed. And yeah, so a lot of discussion on the chat yesterday. Oracle's not a buy here. Well, it was certainly a buy at 10 p.m. last night, so that's going to be up 5%.
And I tell you, the other thing that we just want to kind of briefly mention as a headline, did you see Trump signing his order about cannabis yesterday?
No.
Did you see that? The old puff, puff, pass?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he signed an order to ease cannabis limits in a win for the industry. So it was actually a Biden policy years and years ago. That's now been moved in. So I remember 4 or 5 years ago when we were trading names like Tilray, MSOS, all these kind of US names. So they were all on the move last night. So keep an eye on that as a theme as well.
Right, very quick break. We'll be back in 2 minutes. You're going to get, we don't have enough bells.
Oh.
And you can just dance around.
I'll just dance around. Yeah. We've got loads of questions too on the chat and lots of comments. We'll get to that after this short break.
All right, Angeline, here we are.
We are. And we can't have the mates in Chicago having all the fun. So we are launching our show here in London. So we give you all the trading knowledge in the next 2.5 hours as to how to make the best of the markets as they open right here.
Yeah, and we're going to have some fun. Live from London for 2.5 hours, 30 minutes before the market opens here, and then 2 hours into the market. Tell the people who you are.
Frank, it is great to be here. So my name's Rich McDonald. I guess I've traded in the market for over 20 years now. I know you can't tell by the look of my age, but yeah, I was 15 years on and off at Credit Suisse and then also at a hedge fund during the financial crisis. And now IG is my second home. So I've been trading on the platform for the past 4 years while I was stuck in New Zealand during COVID.
Gotcha.
And
Stuck in New Zealand, that's probably a pretty good place to spend COVID.
It was paradise. I don't know if anybody's been Queenstown in New Zealand, but you've got the mountains, you've got the lakes, and it certainly beat the 2-bedroom apartment in London.
Yeah.
Hello, good morning. Welcome to the show. It's me, Angeline, and Rich McDonald.
Good morning to you, Ange. Indeed. Whoa, we got the 50.
We got the 50. I remember at 4 something, I sent in the message and I used that technique. Everyone's got a bob. You just have to find this person. And I messaged him and
contradictory indicator. You nailed it yet again.
Consistently.
Yeah.
And we were off to the races. But what a strange sort of trading, even 15 minutes.
It was all over the place. If any of you watched our socials yesterday, you would have seen that Maria, the cleaner, got it right with 50.
Well done, Maria.
That our receptionist got it right, predicting 50. A couple of guys on the trading, our head of vol, got it right with predicting 50, but I was certainly wrong. I was in the 25 camp.
Me
too. I think anybody that knew Powell as this cautious sort of little mouse, then, they were thinking he's not going to come out and do the double jumbo rate cut.
Shout out to our director of the CAM who said sup in Cantonese. He got it right.
He definitely did, and he was the only one out there in the gallery, I'd like to add as well.
Trader friends, hello. Coming at you from the new workplace, which I cannot disclose. However, even though the workplace is new, the old love for my trade live with IG friends remain. I do miss interacting with all of you and giving Rich some stick, but you'll see me in the comments and I'll keep my eye out for all you guys, and please do me a favor and keep Rich humble. Take care everyone, and I'll catch you in the comments.
How funny was that? The best thing about all of that, before either of you get a chance to jump in, Rich hasn't changed his shirt since their first show.
Mate, have IG not paid you enough to get a new shirt?
Unbelievable.
I thought it'd be really nice to have, the last show of this year wear the same shirt as my very first. And it was the first thing on the first podcast as well.
That is unbelievable. Absolutely
And
unbelievable.
that was the first time we'd ever met on set, Rich.
That's right.
My goodness me.
Is Ronnie really in the comments?
Is he?
Is producer... no, can I call him producer?
Who?
No.
What, Ronnie?
No, our
Ronnie.
our OG producer. Come on. Is Fred in the chat there?
Frenchman, are you in here? Come out of hiding.
Who wants the bell this morning? Who wants a bell?
You have it. You
then.
have it. Go on.
Go on.
I'm dressed like the
Actually,
bow.
should we pop crackers? Is that a better
Yeah,
idea?
can we?
Let's try and pop crackers.
Yeah.
Boise, 100% Boise. I look at myself now compared with then and think, has that only been a year? Steve Davey.
Quick.
Quick.
Pop crackers
Right.
instead.
Come on.
2, 1.
Oh.
Ooh.
Is that an omen that I got absolutely nothing?
Right, good stuff. Let's see then. Steve Davies, I have to agree. Rich, has Rich put on a couple of pounds? Well, it's not a couple of pounds onto my trading account. Let's see whether we get any big moves. NatWest, the biggest one of the day, up 1%. WPP, Barclays following suit. Lloyd's as well, slightly higher. But on the downside, before we get the jokes from these two,
Ho ho ho.
then
JD Sports is down.
yeah, where is it?
Woo, it's down almost 2%. This is an opportunity. Those of
And
you.
what are the other UK retailers doing?
have a
Mark's down
look.
1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adidas not yet uncrossed. Producer Phil, could you keep an eye on that one for us?
Having a look there. We actually haven't given you any UK stock news this morning, so I will get myself up to speed on some stories while these guys are looking at the price moves. So give me 1 second.
Yeah, loads of things that AstraZeneca, Neowave expanding its supply deal to 10-year actinium. This is the actinium 225 contract. BMW also extending its share buyback, so we'll keep an eye and check that for you. Whilst Rich has got his hat on.
Oh, JD Sports now only down 0.5% from down 2. If we had been watching that properly on the open, we would have got a nice few cheapies in there.
And I tell you what, we spoke about the stock just before, but actually we hadn't seen the story. So Seraphim Space, as if by magic, one of their partner companies has signed a deal with Rheinmetall. So Seraphim Space, an owner of private companies, public companies, they've done a deal with ICEYE, which is one of their portfolio companies, has signed a 1.7 billion euro contract. It's their biggest portfolio company, and Seraphim Space is up 5% this morning, up just over £1.
Standard Chartered up 1.6, forex go up 1.2, and then it is the ones we mentioned already.
Interesting that Wetherspoons is blue. If you were thinking about kind of retail sales and consumer confidence and everything that will come through, that I was expecting to be somewhat weaker this morning.
Yeah. Let's take a look at the.
Is that why we're having Christmas drinks later?
Oh yeah, we have a Christmas drink later.
Retail. So UK retail on the back of those
Oh, Adidas is open.
weak numbers.
Adidas is down 1.7% this morning.
Wait, okay, I got my chart up here. Let's have a look at that. It is down, 1.6 there, and really under that 50 EMA right now. Let's have a look at France, shall we?
France.
France? Yes.
UK retail sales were the topic of the day, so we're looking at Greg's down 40 bips. Across the board, really. Marks & Spencer's down 80. Curry's is the loser after a big day yesterday, down 1.4. So are retail sales really, company profits or not? That's a question there.
I think we had the consumer confidence yesterday. So GK consumer confidence was actually better, but retail sales was not. So people are feeling better, but knee spending like.
How many suits you, Rich?
Thank you very much. Hides the wrinkles.
Over in France, what we got going over in France?
Yeah, let's have a look. These are the winners there. Renault is up 1.3%. We've got some of the banks riding higher as well.
A little bit of DCC PLC in your France 40 watch list, is it?
A bit of DCC PLC. This is actually the IG one. I need to make another report. This is the IG list, not my list.
No, oh really?
Yeah. On the left hand, I'm serious. I didn't build this. All my lists are on the star here.
I'm just ecstatic that after a year and 4 months, you're now zooming in the morning
And
to
they're
the
not,
price moves.
and they're not saying FNF11 anymore.
Exactly.
You said F11, you said F11 yesterday.
FNF11, dear Lord, I hear that in my dreams. Thales and others are down. Producer feels like, thank God. And we've got, are you not drinking enough? Pernod Ricard is down more than 1% there. Vivendi, Dassault also down, and L'Oreal is also down 0.5% there.
Some news on WH Smith that we haven't gone through yet. So WH Smith have said that their forecast profits to stay at the same levels in 2025 as it reviews some of its North American businesses
not
after
open yet.
failures as
Yeah,
its US
not yet
operations
uncrossed.
exposed gaps in its financial controls. Now, when I was on last week, I was trying to put the knife into WH Smith because they charge me £2.50 for a Snickers every time I go through a airport.
Where are they uncrossing, please look?
They are not open yet, indicating down 5.6%. So keep an eye out on WH Smith.
Yeah.
Be
I'm
open any minute. 646.50.
not a fan
Not
of
really
WH
indicating.
Smith either. I don't understand why that company still exists, really. Because it's
How would you have drinks to go on the
on a
airplane?
plane that's cost you 5 times more than
Yeah, but is that or not drink?
they only
They're
have.
opened down 6.2%, opened at 646.50 and quickly bouncing to 653.
There we are.
So pushing up straight away. Yeah, M&S, gin in a tin. What are you doing? That's standard. Gin in a tin.
M&S not in every airport.
Rum in a tin too.
WH Smith, every single airport.
The
you go
airports,
to.
sure, not train stations.
also-
you tend to
Oh,
find
yeah, no,
Smiths.
train stations. I
Yeah,
agree.
the crap that they sell in there, along with like, who buys magazines these days? Like, really? Anyone? When did you last buy a magazine? I asked Mini Cooper.
I was bought a GQ subscription for Christmas last year.
I thought
So
you
I
were
get one
gonna
every
say
month.
something
No, I get one every month.
Mini Cooper
So I
said
actually
the last.
I do flick through them, but I don't. Buying magazines.
Yeah,
take a
he
long
said
time.
the last time Mini Cooper went to get something, he bought. He said, I went to WH Smith. I bought one of those football
screen,
sticker
please, guys.
books.
Guys, on to commodity prices,
Let's go to
please.
commodities because copper is edging higher. Last time I checked, reversing the early downside that we saw after a positive Asia Pacific risk appetite mood music there. Where are we now with copper? Have you got copper up?
549, so up 80 basis points. Silver, 6575, so near that all-time high.
Well, copper was our top pick last year, wasn't it? When we did that podcast talking about what's going on in the year. So that was our top pick last year. We didn't. What's your top pick for next year? We didn't discuss that.
So I actually think it's too early to tell. So
Off the fence.
That's not.
what I can say is it will not
Take
be
a position.
US tech. It will not be
That's
the
really
Nasdaq.
wide. That's really wide, Rich. Narrow it down.
I would take a range of. I agree with you on copper, Ange. Japanese equities, I would have money there. I think India will do a lot better next year than it has done this year. I think Diageo will be one of the top performers in the FTSE. I think Oracle will be one of the top performers globally.
I'm going to come back to something you said there just a second. Keep going.
And I don't think Vodafone will be one of the best performers of the year.
Is it?
will go
You need to
higher.
hit that button, producer Phil.
Yeah, how is Vodafone end of
that
the year? Because
mean?
I spoke about that since my very first show.
Yeah. Does that mean
And that
it's no
was
longer your queen on your chessboard?
It's no longer the queen on the chessboard.
That's not bad.
Where is
Daily.
Vodafone from our very first show, which was, of course, September the 7th. There we go, 74p to 96 with 6p of divvies. So only the 50%.
Tell you what, who's in control at the moment? You mentioned Indian equities.
Yeah.
And I've got a Christmas present for you. Go to the little search box for me and type in India, will you?
Well, that's a tough one to start.
And you will see,
Fun game.
where are you? Midway down there, India index. It's not quite popped up there, and it says new next to it. We have launched a new India index.
Oh, fantastic.
Launched yesterday, I'm pretty sure. And so for anybody that wants to get exposure now to India, this will be trading during US hours, 2:30 till 9 o'clock, and tracks their stock market. So go on, give us a zoom out. How's it
So
trading?
it's the Sensex, like Sensex futures kind of
It
thing?
is an index that is made in a similar way to how we price the kind of Mag 7 index and things like that. It is a broad-based number of ETFs, and it's an index that's managed by BITA. So the link, if you go there on other, Google that link, and it'll tell you exactly what the underlying ETFs are. But yeah, the main components are going to be the big ETFs, the MSCI Worlds that track India. But of course, this trades as an index and not as a stock. So margins, funding, and everything you might expect are on there.
Also, US stocks, we've got some prezzies coming up. Are we allowed to talk about it yet?
Who's getting a present?
No, as in like all our trader friends here. for things being added, prezzies added onto the IG platform. We're allowed to talk about it
Oh,
here?
yeah, for sure. Yeah, the fact that we're
yeah.
going 24 hours for pretty much everything next Monday.
Yeah, here we go.
Have we spoken about that on the show yet?
Lower margins,
Lower margins for professionals only.
right?
Professionals only, that's pretty good, but we can only talk about that to professionals. So just watch what will we say?
We're amongst friends here.
Yeah, pretty much every S&P 500 stock and more are now going to be 24 hours from Monday, the 22nd. So that is positive for you. A lot of names in there that we previously didn't are going to 24 hours. So that's positive.
Hey.
Anything that was just main session without a pre and a post market, that's going to 24 hours. Anything that was on as all sessions are also going to 24 hours.
No sleep for the wicked.
Yeah. As the NASDAQ said, they're going to look at 23-hour trading. We're going one better and we're going 24 on everything.
There you are. There you go. We front run the NASDAQ.
Right, let's update you then on what's happening with those 24-hour trade. We got Oracle up 5.4, Broadcom up 1.6, and then the gainers, AMD, Nvidia, Intel, Tesla, Palantir, Ange, look away.
Palantir, is it? Are we about to break out? Have you seen the stock recently?
I was looking more at Nike, about to
Oh,
break
yeah, break down.
down 10.1%, 58.90 Nike back to there. And then, yeah, that's about the only real loser in the day.
It's actually, it's looking remarkably non-losery, isn't it? Outside of Nike.
Yeah,
No
well,
losers here.
are you guys just saying Nike over and over again just to piss me off?
Clearly working.
Never get married. Never get married to your stocks, don't they say?
Right, before we go to break, with ESAR coming, we've got some cracker jokes for you. What do you call elves who wear earmuffs? Anything you like, they can't hear you.
Hey.
Okay, Luke.
What is the best Christmas present in the world? What is the best Christmas present in the world? A broken drum. You just can't beat it.
And this is the best one. And again, this has not been planned. What kind of music do elves enjoy? Rap. And it is a rap for now, but not a rap forever, because we've got Izza coming right up, and we've got, guess the chart yet?
Yeah, Christmas Guess the Chart, isn't it?
Christmas Guess the Chart.
With a special Christmas song. Thank you very much, producer Phil.
It's going to be Nike, isn't it?
UK stock, he said. UK, so.
Oh, JD
Yeah.
Sports.
Right, I will see you later. Thank you very much.
It's been a long year, we've guessed the charts, called some moves, played our parts. Rich and Angeline led the way as SVUC soared, then found its way. Producer Phil and the team behind, Cam, Terrence, Dom, Yarnes, Ivy, Dr. Watson combined, directing, engineering, keeping it live, making every session feel sharp and alive. Trade life with IG, thanks for being here, for joining the chat, for every share and cheer. Goodbye for now, as this year comes to close, new adventures await wherever it goes. Budget leaks, market reforms, AI on the rise, every week a new chart, a fresh surprise. The community showed up side by side, guessing, learning, keeping the vibe alive. Through highs and lows, we rode the flow, tracked every candle, watched the markets grow. It's just a pause, not the final climb. We'll be back with new charts another time. Trade life with IG, thanks for being here, for joining the chat, for every share and cheer. Goodbye for now, as this year comes to close, new adventures await wherever it goes. Here's to the moments, the charts and the views, the laughter, the learning and another way.
So I did say goodbye, but I'm here for another 10-15 minutes.
We chained him to the desk. We chained him to the desk.
Yeah, and we've swapped out Rich for a better looking model.
Yeah.
Yay!
Merry Christmas, everyone.
And Isa is in, and we're talking psychology of trading. So we thought about kicking off. We're going to go a bit old school, dive into your specialisms. But of course, we now know that you're nursing a Nike loss.
I am.
Well, yeah,
I
and
am.
it's a double loss for this table, actually.
It is a double loss.
Because I have a bet with Ange ongoing
Right.
around the relative performance of Nike versus Lulu. I'm long Nike and she's long Lulu.
Yeah.
And if I win, I get a pair of Nikes, like
Yeah.
I'm wearing now.
And if you win, you get a pair of
I
Lulus.
get
gets the
Lululemon.
gilet
Yeah,
from Lulu.
Lululemon.
Nice. Okay.
But the 10% is hurting me a lot because I was in great shape. I was in amazing shape. But you also, to like life hedge,
Yeah.
bought some actual Nike position.
I did, to life hedge, you're right. And now I'm kind of like, I didn't buy a big amount, but I kind of thought, World Cup, right?
Yeah.
And Rich talking about bloody Elliot Hill the whole time next to me.
So I guess, so what was the reason that you bought it? And did you have a kind of plan in mind when you bought it?
Yeah, so my plan was to hold it until the World Cup, right? Which I'm still going to follow through that plan, but it is looking very rocky at the moment.
And specifically, why did you think the World Cup was a really big opportunity for Nike?
Because that weekend after we did that show, I went to plenty of outlets. The Battersea one, many JD Sports. I went to Westfield.
It's good on the ground research.
Yeah, on the ground research.
yeah.
This is you going to your defence conferences, isn't it? Checking it
That's
out.
JD Sport.
Yeah, because you told us enough that you went to a defence conference, and so now you're going to tell us you've been shopping at the weekend.
I don't shop, darling. Our trader friends here know I don't like shopping.
She likes to
but
observe shoppers.
I like,
Okay.
if I buy, I buy retail stocks.
Right, I tell you what, on the subject of stocks, let me just pause. We need to announce the winner of Guess the
Oh
Chart.
yeah,
yeah,
oh, man.
yeah.
I nailed it.
Oh,
So-
but Rich couldn't.
Rich didn't get it right. Outrageous.
Considering we just looked at this before, like seconds before we guessed the chart went up, and who was the winner there, Phil?
Monkey Man!
Classic.
The man! Oh my goodness!
The eyes.
Yeah.
At least you got the joke, man.
Yeah.
We were sitting there going, oh, is it Lloyd's Bank? What is it? The right kind of price? No, of course it's Vodafone. Right, sorry, we can continue. You don't like shopping.
Yeah. But if you go to those places, especially coming up, and I even push my own daughter into the market research, like, you've got this amount of money, what are you going to come out with?
Yeah.
What are you going to come out? You're going to come out with, I want to know what brand you buy. You're going to buy Hoka.
By the way, I did this with a younger cousin, and that's why
Ah.
I ended up getting long Crocs because he just went straight for Crocs.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yeah. He's like a Gen Alpha like kid, and he just went straight for the Crocs.
But is that still moving? Because Crocs was a big thing kind of
You can pull up the Crocs.
Yeah.
I-
But back
I-
to quickly with Nike, she came out with a pair of Nikes, which hurt
did?
me even more.
Interesting.
Hurt me even more. I thought, but every single shop front, don't believe me, go and do your own market research. There's always what we call a pedestal.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on every pedestal that I saw, whether it's the flashy shops in Westfield or whatever, there would be Nikes. And I thought, comeback time, right? Comeback time. And Emma also bought Nikes. But lo and behold,
Had a horrible run.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible.
God.
I mean, if you can get Crocs up on here in Nike, I mean, it's trading terribly.
Yeah.
Crocs. Just it had its moment last year, and has been trading pretty awfully this year since.
I wonder if that coincided with a time when it was banned in several countries about health and safety.
There was health and safety concerns. There were tariff concerns because they're made in Vietnam.
Yep.
And to be honest, there are also concerns because Crocs owns a brand called Hey Dude, which makes kind of preppier boat shoe style products.
Hey Dude.
Yeah, Hey Dude. And I know, right, literally. And it looked like the market basically thought this was a failed
I
acquisition.
feel like I need a surfboard if I wore Hey Dude.
Yeah, Hey Dude.
And it's interesting because I think the Crocs leadership actually, until that acquisition, hadn't made many steps wrong. But I think the Hey Dude acquisition was very clearly a misstep, and the market has pretty brutally punished them for that.
Yeah.
Pulled up Hey Dude.
Well, I was going to say, if you want to pull it up on your screen so you can actually show, Hey Dude
Yeah.
looks exactly what I would expect it to.
yeah, exactly.
Is it good or is it bad?
No.
So when
Or
I
is
got,
it- or
when
is
I
it
got long
still-
Crocs, by the way, I bought some Hey Dude.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Have a
Hey,
little
I
look
would
at
say the
this
boat
here.
shoes, when they get wet, dry really quickly, which is actually genuinely kind of helpful.
Hey dudes, the winter sale is on.
Here we are.
Anyway.
That's Hey Dudes.
I mean,
for
these,
you.
to be fair, these little like keep going down.
Oh my
these
God,
Little, these,
look at
these
them.
They're a bit ugly.
They are a little
Yeah.
bit like, yeah, they look
Do
pretty.
they have any lumbar support at all?
I'm also not sure that winter boot says wow.
No.
Yeah,
It
no,
doesn't
I
say.
think, by the way, these slippers now in the middle of them have the rubber Crocs thing, so they actually are quite comfortable.
Okay.
Okay.
But anyway, this
Okay.
broadly was a failed acquisition.
Okay.
And I
So
think
I'm
online-
glad you're here because
Yeah.
most of the time I get asked to be Dr. Ange, Dr. Portfolio Ange.
Mm.
But I love it when Issa is here because he can be Dr. Issa for Ange.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you
Sure,
this
go.
Christmas season. So
Let's get these horrible shoes.
yeah,
off
that's
the
those
screen.
horrible shoes off. So why is it? And I cannot understand it in my mind. I get it if I made the call Nike.
Yeah.
I can sleep with that because I did my homework.
You did your DD.
I did my DD,
you know
right?
it like the
I
back of
know.
your
And so yeah, I can do this because I've got my exit plan. Blah blah.
Do you want to take these shoes off the screen, guys?
However, I have.
We're not advertising.
like almost
We're not
mocking. It's
advertising.
mocking me.
Yeah.
as
We
well.
don't have.
there you go.
We don't have. I don't. Issa, do you have a position? Hey, dude. We don't have any positions. Hey, dude. However, some. I've got some fractionals.
Yeah.
And also, IG. It's got fractionals as well. And because I have quite a few of these, because it's been given to me,
Yeah.
it's not my money.
Yeah.
But they're red, and it really annoys me more
Yeah.
than the positions I've done DD on.
So there's actually two things going on there. The first is something called the endowment effect, and the second thing is it's called like prospect theory or loss aversion, essentially. So the first thing around the endowment effect. So this is a pen. Luke, if I give this pen to you,
Thank you.
and ask you how much you think it's worth, you will give me a number. What do you think the number is for that pen?
Is this like a
Kind of
Jordan? Is this like a Jordan Belfort?
No. Genuinely, like
I don't know,
just take a number.
10p, whatever.
Right, 10p, cheap pen.
Yeah.
If I was to give you that pen and let you use it for 2 weeks, and I was to ask you the same question, your number will be higher.
Because it's now
Because-
got utility behind it.
Well, the act of owning something, you then endow it with more value. So,
Producer Phil's just said, "What if it's an awful pen though, and I hate it?"
you know what's really weird? So they did like a whole bunch of experiments where they like gave people like cheap free cups, and then they let them use the cup for a week, and then they asked them how much the cup was worth. And even if the cup quality was crap, the value they gave it afterwards.
Oh,
was
really?
there's something about owning something.
Because they've sort of formed a link with it.
Yeah.
I see.
Which is super interesting. And then the endowment effect actually gets more extreme when one of three things has happened. Either number one, where the thing you get given has some sort of sentimental value. So if it's like meaningful who the person is who's giving it to you or the occasion, then you actually imbue it with even more value. The second is if you feel like you earned it in some way. So presumably if you've won some bonus stocks,
Yeah.
you've earned it by doing something.
Or someone said, hey, can you recommend me? Blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, so the act of earning it increases its value, and then the third is if you have a hand in making it. So this is what's called the IKEA effect. So if you,
IKEA effect.
yeah, it's called the IKEA effect, which is basically if you build something yourself, you value it more. And so the two common examples are IKEA furniture, where people value furniture they've assembled higher than furniture that other people have assembled.
I like that.
So what should I do then? Because like, for example, if I'm 2K down on something, but I've done the DD, I have my exit plan, I know what to do with it.
So
the
this is the second
£2
side.
down hurts more than the...
Yeah, but just amazing because Boise's just called that exact out.
Yeah.
The IKEA effect. It's fantastic.
It's by the way the same reason that when you have pre-made cake mixes,
Yeah.
where they ask you to crack eggs into it. So actually, you can have dried egg powder.
Yeah,
that
all
you
in
just
one.
Add water to, but people don't like that as much as something they feel like they're cooking. And cracking an egg
Strange,
just about
right?
feels like cooking.
You're just about
Interesting.
doing something.
Yeah.
Interesting. So with that, do I get rid of them?
Right. So this then gets
To get
to
rid
the
of that
second bias.
pain, which is
So-
irrational?
Well, so the endowment effect means that you value it more than you should. And so that then triggers you to feel more emotion than you should.
Yeah.
So that's kind of concern number one. Concern number two is like, okay,
I
while...
don't like the emotion. I
yeah,
don't
the
like
emotion
it.
is hard, right? Especially because you didn't really opt into it.
I didn't opt in.
Yeah.
It's not my choice.
Yeah, and then the second thing is that, okay, you had it at a certain price, And that was the price you mentally anchor at. And that anything that then goes below that price is essentially a loss framing in your head. So instead of it being, I like have this free thing that is worth X amount, you're like, oh, I was gifted this free thing worth this amount, and now I'm down X pounds. And so that loss framing makes you feel like, again, like you do, more loss aversion and more emotion than you would. Normally, it's where you get a lot of the frustration from that you're feeling.
But wouldn't you think if you were given something for free with an assigned value, I would argue that you turn you don't care about the value anymore because you just go, hey, I didn't pay for this.
Yes, that would be the logical.
That would be the logical thing.
That is the logical answer.
Yes, and I've been trying to talk myself into that logical feeling, but I don't get it.
So the reality is that when you get something, you mentally benchmark at a certain point and you frame from the point at which you benchmark. So when you get given it, let's say, I'm going to make it up, let's say it's £100 of shares, you don't mentally value it as free shares, you mentally value it at the £100 of shares. And then every time it goes down, you're like, oh, actually, I've gone from £100 of value to £90 of value, so I've lost £10. You're not saying, oh, I've gained £90 of free.
That makes sense.
shares.
Yeah, I see that. Okay.
And so that then drives more emotion.
Yeah.
And,
So should I have been trying hiding it?
okay, what's your gut feeling? What do you feel like you want to do?
My gut feel is I don't want
Run
to.
it.
I don't. Yeah, you should run it because logically I didn't put money towards this.
Yeah.
Right. But my gut
So,
feels.
that is sunk cost fallacy, right? Which is you have a £90 position, you should make the call as if, like, okay, would you buy it for £90 at the price you have today?
Yeah.
The answer is maybe yes, actually.
Yeah.
And so you should maybe run it, but also the answer is maybe that £90 can be deployed better somewhere else. And so actually what you tend to see in situations like this is actually what's called escalating commitment to low value paths, which is where you have a thing that is loss making and you don't like banking the loss. And so you either do one of two things. You either sell it instantly without thinking about whether it makes sense or not, or you let it run without thinking about whether it makes sense or not in the hope that it will eventually come back up. And that latter thing is often what causes us to hold losing positions much longer than we should. And that that feeling of wanting to bank the win or like avoid banking the loss is the same reason that we trim winners too soon because we want to like bank the win as opposed to thinking about based on
silver.
Well, it's absolutely true, right? And we do it all the time because it feels good to bank a win.
It feels horrible to take a loss.
Yeah, 100%. And it feels even worse if it was a win and then it becomes a loss.
Yeah, of course, because then you've made the mistake.
Exactly.
You haven't done it, and that hurts even more. And it gives you more bias.
And so what's the reason for that? It's because when you have a win, you then move that mental anchor point from your starting point to the point where it's winning, and then anything down from that then starts to feel like a loss.
But it's obviously one-sided, right? Because you don't then you don't move the anchor down to say your stop loss.
And that's also interesting. The reason for that is because we as human beings, when stuff goes the way that we want it to go, we say we're geniuses. We nailed it. And when stuff goes badly, you say,
I'm an idiot.
No, you normally say, well, the world is so complicated. Damn, all these other external factors.
Oh, clearly I'm an outlier because I go, I'm an idiot, I need to fix this.
So that's quite abnormal, right, actually? And that's quite a high sense
Thank
of...
you, I'm going to take that as a compliment.
Yeah, but you're imbuing a lot of agency to your own losses, whereas what you see with a lot of people is they move the goalposts when stuff doesn't go their way. You know, like, oh, well, the market was volatile, or the macro didn't go my way, and that's why my individual position didn't.
Yeah, but I suppose that comes down to making that decision at the start of the trade.
Exactly.
Which is why we always talk about, when you're putting a trade on at the start,
make your
What is your hypothesis?
Yeah.
What's your exit plan?
Yes.
Yeah.
So every single stock that I have a clear exit plan.
Well, we talk a lot about journaling.
Okay, so what's the exit plan?
Exit
on Nike?
is way more important sometimes than the entry.
Well, but what's interesting is, so your Nike plan is time-based.
Yes.
It's around the World Cup.
Yes.
So
Regime
if you were very logical, what would you be doing here? You'd be buying more Nike.
Yes, because it's to the World Cup. That's my
how does that
motivation.
feel?
How does it feel? Yeah.
It feels horrible, doesn't it?
It does, but I have done it before. So
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now with two specifics, right? One is Sarabi Gold.
Yeah.
I'm buying Nike with Sarabi Gold.
No, it's down. It's down. And right now, each time it's down,
You're buying more.
I'm buying more. Copper right now, you've heard me talk about this.
Dr. Copper, yeah.
Yeah, I'm using, for those of you that are new to the space, I'm using the iShares copper junior miners.
Yeah, and for people who haven't traded that much,
it is.
Dr. Copper has a PhD in macroeconomics. It's the best commodity to predict economic.
Yeah.
And it's clearly in one directional going up at the moment.
Yeah.
And you obviously, are expert in this area, and everyone has you've got a specific name for it in psychology. I call it the biting on the stick. So I literally have to bite on the stick. It's down, buy. It's down, buy. And there's a very...
I think as long as you have good risk management,
yes,
that is often actually the right call. If you really strongly still believe that your hypothesis is correct. Like,
yes.
if you really believe that, okay, Nike is a brand that hasn't done that well in some of the elite sports circles. In particular, over the last 2 or 3 years, in running, other companies like On or Hoka, exactly, have like absolutely dominated the running space. An area where Nike are still pretty dominant is football. We have the largest football event basically of all time. Coming. It's going to be huge in America, exactly. When
in America and South America,
Mexico. Yeah, exactly.
You're making me feel better now. This is great. This is great.
Yeah.
Keep coming.
And they're going to get a whole bunch of like paid media time that they've paid for years in advance. And so actually the cost of it has been amortized over a long time. And actually the benefit of it is going to come in one big swing.
Yeah.
So hypothesis, if you still think that that's true, then maybe that's a good decision. At the same time, if you're getting towards the edges of your risk tolerance, then you should have a think about like, does that make sense in the wider like perspective of your portfolio?
So I definitely have if I have a number that I'm watching, and if it gets that number, I take half off.
Okay. Yeah.
So I have a de-risking plan, and also the other thing is,
as long as you don't move that number that much, I think then you're in pretty good position.
I never move that number.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I'm going to take the abnormal
though.
as a compliment.
I know a lot of people that do move that number.
Yeah.
Oh,
I literally tell people not to move that number,
It's
and then
so-
I'll make the trade and I'll move that number.
I even go as far as moving my stops up. So I assign it as the 1 and a 2, and if it keeps moving up, and then I assign the next reaction low as the next 1 and a 2.
Yeah.
So it's very assassin-like, but I get that that's probably not most people's style. So yesterday, I lost money on CoreWeave, but it hit my de-risking level.
You just put out.
Half off.
Yeah.
And put the money to work.
That's good discipline,
Elsewhere.
and I think it's good like credible commitment to like really manage.
But I'd be lying if I said I didn't bite on a
It
stick.
still hurts.
You
Yeah,
bite on a
of course it
stick,
does.
right?
Yeah,
you have to bite
yeah.
on a stick, right?
Yeah, it definitely still hurts. Let's just have a quick look at the chat, and I've got to say that I've been holding on to it for a little while. Kate Murphy coming out. My biggest crush sponsors Hey Dude, and that you've been using them to run the bins out. That is the
my
best.
God.
The best. But this is also so Sarah, who and I don't want to. Well, I'm probably going to call her out now. Definitely wears Crocs, runs Crocs. Exactly, do the same thing.
Yeah.
Your daughter, it's easy to
Makes
put them
sense.
on, jump in the car, whatever.
Also,
And chefs really commonly wear
Yeah.
Crocs because they're on their feet all day and they're really comfortable.
do you know the best indicator for Crocs? If you want a really, really good indicator whether sales are gonna go up or down?
I don't know what's the.
NHS.
Oh really? Because a lot of doctors wear Crocs.
Yeah, and they're easy to clean,
Yeah.
easy to disinfect, right?
Dr. Croc.
Yeah, I'm
So
serious.
last year I bought my brother. So last year he was kind of long Crocs
Right.
in terms of like
Yeah.
every time I saw him he was wearing.
Is he
kind of
now
Crocs.
not?
I haven't seen him. I'll find out when I see him next week.
Yeah.
But I bought him some of the little like things
the
you stick
giblet
into Crocs, the
things.
little things
Yeah.
you put into them, and they were not cheap.
No. And a
20,
lot of them are
30 quid.
branded.
Yeah.
Like they'll be with Disney or things like that.
Yeah,
They have
yeah.
crazy high margins on
Yeah,
these.
ridiculous.
The other great indicator is how many of your friends have fake Crocs at home.
Fake Crocs.
I've not seen any.
I mean, Crocs aren't. How much is a
They're
Croc?
not that
Oh,
expensive.
they're not that expensive, but this is another
Crocs
indicator.
are 30 quid. You're not buying fake Crocs.
Although in Southeast Asia there are a
Yeah,
lot of
you
fake
see,
Crocs.
you go to Southeast Asia
Yeah,
often.
yeah.
It's everywhere, and Issa can probably concur as well. Each time you go there, you go, yeah, quality crap. Why would anyone? And then each time you see
Like
another one, is
£2 for
yeah,
Crocs.
it gets better and better. It's like the iteration of the iPhone, right?
But if you honestly, it's an interesting.
Terrence is like saying they're called Crocs, fake Crocs.
Can't believe that.
Right. So there's another thing I wanted to ask you about as well. Fooled by randomness.
Oh yeah, that's the Nicholas Taleb book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are
I think
you a
what
fan?
this. I think that's an interesting book. I think the one that I prefer is a book called A Random Walk Down Wall Street, which is all about how to think about time series data and how to think about like the noise in the short term that you see versus the longer term kind of just general compounding and upward trend. I think it talks a lot about the history of how like stock markets in the short term are voting machines and in the long term are weighing machines. But Fall by Randomness is also very similar, and it talks a lot about like pattern recognition. I think the thing that's quite interesting is since Fall by Randomness came out, the popularity of TA has massively exploded to a point where now actually whether you believe that historically it was useful or not, now there are so many people doing TA style analysis that actually it might have created its own kind of momentum in patterns. Which is also kind of fascinating. So I think, yeah, especially given how much retail like are involved in the market, I think momentum is very different to when that book came out. TA is very different to when that book came out. But it's an interesting read. Like people should read it, and I think it's a good challenge to a lot of kind of conventional thinking.
Okay, we need a hard wrap, I'm being told, but just very quickly, what are you doing over Christmas?
I am chilling with my family over the next 2 weeks. I have 2 weeks off, which will be nice. My partner she's currently she was in Singapore visiting her family, and then she's now in Thailand with some friends.
Nice.
I know, very nice.
Living it
Nice
up.
and warm. I know, she's abandoned me in the cold. But she's back in the second half of my break, so it'll be nice to hang out with her as well.
Lovely.
Thank you very much. Always a pleasure having you
Should we
on.
do the...
Yeah.
Yeah, here you go, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Hey!
Again.
Well, Merry Christmas, everyone.
Right.
Well, thank you very much.
We've got Maturin coming up next, Paul Cooper. Very excited. And we're also going to talk more about trading psychology with him.
If you're looking for flexible ways to trade financial markets, whether you're experienced or new to trading, you've come to the right place. CFDs let you speculate on the price of financial instruments like shares, indices, forex, and commodities without actually owning them. You can benefit from both rising and falling prices across 17,000 markets, letting you find the perfect opportunity. So if you think the market's going up, you buy. If you think it's going to go down, you sell. When trading CFDs, you're trading on leverage. Now, leverage lets you trade bigger positions with less money up front. So this increases your profits on your trades, but also remember your losses are also amplified. So be sure to manage your risk. With us, you're not alone. You're part of a wide community of traders that you can learn from. We've got the experts, the tools, and extensive educational resources to help you on your journey. If you're not quite ready to trade CFDs with real money, you can always give it a go on a demo account. Open an account today, join the conversation, and be inspired to make moves. Welcome to The Art of Investing, a brand new podcast to help you achieve your investing goals. Join me, Rich McDonald, and my co-hosts, Mark Spice Holden and Chris CJ Fellingham, every Friday when we bring you updates from the markets and insights from our combined 100 years of investing experience. Do you like the sound of tax-free trading? Well, that's exactly what spread betting enables you to do. This tax-free way of trading lets you speculate on the price of over 17,000 financial instruments, like shares, indices, forex, and commodities, without actually owning them. With spread betting, you can benefit from both rising and falling prices, letting you find the perfect opportunity. So if you think the market's going up, you buy. If you think it's going down, then you can sell short. Not only is spread betting exempt from capital gains tax, but it's also commission free. All you pay is the spread. With us, you're not alone. You're part of a wide community of traders that you can learn from. We've got the experts, the tools, and extensive educational resources to help you on your journey. If you're not quite ready to trade with real money, you can always give it a go on a demo account. Open an account today, join the conversation, and be inspired to make moves.
Hello, I'm Axel Rudolph, Senior Technical Analyst at IG and Fellow of the Society of Technical Analysts with over 30 years experience in trading the financial markets. Every Monday I break down a carefully selected trade setup live in my Trade of the Week. Whether you're new to trading or have years of experience, Trade of the Week will help you to generate powerful trade ideas and execute them with precision using stop losses and profit targets. So if you're looking to enhance your skills and boost your confidence in the markets, join me every Monday for my Trade of the Week live on Trade Live with IG.
Welcome back. And I have to say, one of the great finds, especially of the last couple of months, our man, Paul Cooper Maturin, in the house, or in his own house.
In my own house, yes. A legend in my own lunchtime. Yeah, absolutely.
It is great to see that big smile brightening up our Friday mornings. And yeah, just like you've become such an important part of it, Maturin, because that Discord, I tell you, it's changed so much, and it's allowed us to really see how experienced people are and what their real what they need and what they need more of, and that's certainly something we'll be building on next year for sure.
Absolutely, and I've been having chats with your guys about how we can sort of link the Discord needs, if you like, into the show, and this comes on really two levels, I guess. One is the psychology bit, which Isar so elegantly and beautifully has enormous amounts of information and knowledge about, as well as the how to trade. And I want to make the distinction between us guys this side of the screen, who are amateurish, shall we say. We haven't got your, 3 or 4 decades experience, Rich?
Let's go 2.5.
Sorry, don't wish to be rude. Yeah, we don't have that, and so therefore we need some sort of education and structure which makes us trade effectively. Many of us know how to place the trades, but not necessarily to do it that actually improves our probability of success.
And I think that's, it was something that you posted yesterday, and of course when you're in your 20s, and your ego would take over, there was initial reading that I saw unstructured trades. What does he mean unstructured trades? And you immediately get a bit defensive and you think, but then thankfully when we get into our 40s, you think more about, shit, if that's the way it's coming across, then I'm clearly not communicating in the right way about, in this instance, why I'm making that trade and the kind of thought process that goes behind it. Now, at work, that would be fine, right? Because it's just my boss I've got to kind of let know what trade I was putting on. But here, the whole reason for the show is to help people and to maybe get them to a point of getting their own thought process into making what we hope would be a profitable trade. What we definitely want to avoid is minimize losses.
Yeah, and just to correct you from the off there, I actually didn't say unstructured trade. It was actually Andrew McKelvey who said that you give the appearance of an unstructured trade, and went on to say that Piers had already said earlier on in the show, this is the Tuesday US Markets Open show, He'd already said that he was looking for opportunities to buy into Oracle. Now, the point that I was making on the Discord group was that, yes, the opportunity to buy Oracle was there, and it was taken with such confidence by you and peers that a lot of us who are novices in comparison would probably have jumped in on that trade as well.
And that's the dangerous thing.
Yeah. Now, I jumped on that trade on a demo account because it is not the way I trade, and I thought I'll just see how it goes. Yeah. And as is usually the case when I place a trade, it goes against me. You know, this happens time in for pretty much everybody.
Sod's law.
And it got stopped out. So I lost £1,000 on my demo account. My concern really is around the guys on the Discord group who were following that and actually put a trade based on your confidence, and then subsequently lost money.
Mine was Broadcom, Maturin. I traded Broadcom.
Sorry, I'm picking on Oracle, but there's one key thing as well which I think needs to be brought out, which is the difference between investing and trading. And I think, you know, if you were buying Oracle with a view to a long-term hold, you could probably argue, well, yeah, a little bit of a drop in the price is not really a problem. But if it's a trade and you've got a stop loss and you lose money as a result of that, from an amateur point of view, that's going to dent your confidence. And that's the sort of thing that when I'm coaching people, when they come to me because they're suffering with losses, one thing I want them to get a comfort blanket from is process. And a lot of the times the stocks that are suggested on the show are probably great suggestions, but not just yet.
Oh, you know, absolutely, 100% agree. If I can delay my purchases by 2 days, then I would have been a far more profitable trader over my whole career.
Yeah. And a classic example of this was Julian Wheeler last month when he called out Alcoa. At the time, it's sort of, I can't remember what the price was, something like $39, something like that.
Yeah.
And he called it out, and there was a line of resistance there. And but that wasn't called out on the show. And of course, what's happened is the price went up. It hit that line of resistance. It came down. People lost money, but then it broke through that line of resistance. And that's the sort of thing that I want to get people on the Discord group to be recognizing, that patience is really a big virtue.
If we can get that chart up and show exactly what we're talking about. So yeah. I believe it was the 12th of November, and we had the numbers out, and look at that jump. So this was the temptation there when Julian spoke about it around the 38 level. Yeah. The temptation would have been for people to jump in at 40 because that's the numbers were out. And then look at that horrific 2-week period that followed, then a little bit of basing, and then just look at it go. So you're exactly right. It's you know, what's the time for us to communicate right? What's the conviction on the trade? What is the thought process behind it? And what's the time period that we're talking about?
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. And I think this is this sort of gives rise to another sort of thing that a lot of the people on the Discord group also suffer from, which is you're an athlete. You'll understand going on the B of the band.
Oh, Linford Christie.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Same in trading. There seems to be this obsession with buying the B on the bounce.
Oh, I like that, Mature. I'm going to use that one in the future.
Put the check in the post. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it is so much better for you to wait for a confirmation that bounce has been sustained, and hopefully where it's bounced has been confirmed as a line of support. It gives you so much more confidence in the trade itself.
See, I would say I'd take a step back as well, Pat. And I've always argued this should have been an advert on the show in the first place, right? For Ange and I to kind of explain where our what's our background and where the experience? Why should we even be speaking about trading? So from the ages of 4 to 12, then my childhood was based upon 4 things, right? It was playing Monopoly. It was watching my granddad put on bets on horse racing. It was playing cards, so rummy, blackjack, pontoon, all those things. And then fourthly, strategy games, right? Like your Command and Conquer, your Age of Empires, Risk, all those things.
Right, yes.
So my brain is wired. I'm not very good at languages, right? I'm not even that good at English, to be honest. And nothing like chemistry or physics, but my brain is wired around risk management, probabilities, and taking risk. And so then at 12-year-old, I was thrown in Financial Times, and it was a case of help my dad manage his stock portfolio. At 16, I was given my first stock. At 18, I bought my first stock. And all throughout university, I used my student loan to invest through the dot-com boom. Lucky, left university with no debt. And then joined Credit Suisse. And that was the period of sitting for the next 25 years, 11 hours in front of a screen, continually taking in data. So I reckon it's about 50,000 hours of trading, which is about 250,000 trades. So everything that you guys see on the show is recognizing patterns from when I've traded that trade 5,000 times before. Or I've got a portfolio of, say, 50 to 75 stocks, commodities, bonds. And I basically see a setup that I like, and then I've got 4 options. Either it comes off quickly and I get a payout like in Broadcom the other day, 2.5% in half an hour. That's fantastic. Or it's a longer term trade and it goes up gradually over time and we're in profit. That's great. The ones then that go against you, the 2 options. One, the story changes, it looks horrible and you just have to cut it. And ideally you cut it, before the rest of the market realizes that it's going wrong. And then there's the 4th option, and this brings your difference between trading and investing into it. Many times, I like the stock. Oracle, I love the stock at the moment, but the market hates it and it feels awful. And you've got all these banks that are shorting it because they've got these debt obligations and they might lose money against an Oracle. To me, it's like a beach ball getting pushed down and lower and lower and lower, all the pressure on it. And at some point, it jumps higher. So the 4th option is you lose money in the trade, you cut the trade, right? Because it's not one to be running. But the very same minute you cut the trade, you buy it in your ISA or your SIP. And that, for me, turns into an investment. Now, you can't let your ego manage that, because then you take all the losses and you put them into a long term, hoping that they go back up. But for the ones that you really like the story on, and to be honest, Angeline's Nike, I really like the story on, but I don't have it on any book just now because it feels like it's in that really tricky period in China. So that's a little bit of a background of my, 250,000 trades, that when you see me jump on something, when I see it move, then the sort of structured part is that, unfortunately, that is the way my brain's wired. And I see that opportunity.
That's where, if you like, it becomes, it's like, as you've called out before, like learning to drive a car. You're at the point at the moment where you're on an equivalent to Lewis Hamilton. You've, in comparison to us, where everything's intuitive based on everything that's led you to where you are now.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to do on the Discord group is to get us coming out of the driving lesson, pass the test, and get to a point where we can become more intuitive in our trades, but with a set of principles, muscle memory actions, whatever you want to call it, so that we don't make the same mistakes and we reduce our losses.
And that's where, Scotty's fantastic. And it was such a joy bringing him in, as it is yourself, because I can see the teaching potential in the two of you. And it's really, that's what we were perhaps missing a little bit. And we could do it in options, and we had quite a nice options package there for individual lessons. But I think what I really want to now do more next year is get into the real teaching of it alongside yourself, alongside Scotty. Well, unfortunately, if Scotty's role allows it. And really focus on exactly what you're saying there, is being a driving instructor that knows how to communicate all those things so it does become automatic for other people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And look who we got here.
Thank you for the break.
All glittery.
Indeed, it is like, driving a car with Lewis Hamilton here, because he is zippy. And we do want to do more of these teaching and also guides that allow us to show you what we are doing. And we're going to do more of this in the coming year, which is very exciting for us. What I would also say is that, I love the fact that the gang on Discord share their process, because you're right, it's all about the process. It is a lot about the process, understanding the process and your trading style, because not everyone has the same trading style, right? And no one has the same risk reward profile as well.
Yeah, I think this is why Lee Freeman Shaw's book really resonated with so many people. And if people haven't watched that episode of The Art of Investing, it's priceless.
Yeah.
So episode 19, it was a game changer, absolutely. And I think that's, for us to be able to put labels on, rabbits, hunters, connoisseurs, all that sort of stuff, gives us a little bit of motivation to sort of fit that profile, and to understand, what are we doing here with this trade? Are we being a rabbit? Are we being a hunter? How can we be a connoisseur? It's all of these sort of thoughts.
I think I'm more in the assassin camp. But also,
you don't have any losses, Ange.
I do. The interesting thing too is that you have, for example, the ability on Discord as well to have trading buddies. And it's very important to understand these personalities, right, Paul? So that you buddy up with someone that doesn't clash with your personality style or trading style, and someone that supports you. So it's really amazing what you've built there.
I actually welcome that sort of
I do too.
That friction.
Please tell me I'm
because
wrong.
I think once you've got that, as long as it gets you to question what it is you're doing in a very positive way, and we've got a fantastic group of people there. Everybody's so friendly and nice, and it's been a real joy to have actually created it and seen how it's going. And when are you going to join it though? Let's be honest.
Maybe she's already in there.
I think she is. I think she is. And I've sent you a WhatsApp with what I think is your handle in Discord.
Oh my goodness! Let's see.
Are we going to reveal that on air? No.
You're right. You're right. Paul's got it on the nose.
Well, that's never been said before.
Well, I've been called abnormal by SR, which is a huge compliment. I take that with great pride because it means that I am an outlier. But I do have a Christmas surprise for everyone, because as we're bringing more and more to the Discord community, and as Rich and I are crafting more bespoke content, learning content, as well as trading content, investing content for everyone, I am going to reveal myself, but not trading advice, on the Discord. Yes.
Right, you've got to be careful with your words there. Reveal yourself. Do you know something? You sent me
one
a WhatsApp.
Question for you. I have one question for you, which I think both Rich and myself have been dying to ask. How this, especially when we first started, this burning question since then, how did you find us? How did you, Monkey Man, Boise, our Saxwell came to one of our training events. How did you find us?
Well, through IG. I mean, I've been a long-standing account holder as such, but I used to watch Jeremy Naylor many years ago, sort of going through, and used to love it. It used to be very formulaic, and it was very sort of very structured. Not the same energy here, but times have moved on. That's no disrespect for Jeremy. I used to love watching him. It was great.
Oh, I wish we could have him back. So.
Yeah, and if you can, be fantastic. And it was purely by chance that I was on the platform and I noticed the live button on the left hand side, and I thought I clicked on it, and I thought, yeah, great, and it just sort of materialized from there.
You didn't see
there
my
was the
face and
opportunity
Richard's
to
face and
interact.
kind of go, oh.
No, but there was an opportunity to interact, which I thought was
absolutely.
really good. And then once we'd got going a few months, I thought, well, what we really need is something that will help all of us traders once the show was finished to actually go through the day and be able to support each other.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. And it was always unfortunate we couldn't do what Tasty were doing, is that when Sosnoff or Bat made a trade, we really wanted that to be up on the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
Producer Phil's been working to get tickers along the bottom of the screen, and just there's very tough regulations around that kind of thing in this country, much easier in the US.
Yeah, and we wanted
of course.
share obviously a lot more with you, but we have to work within these guidelines.
Yeah.
Speaking of sharing, do you have a Christmas pick for 2026? I love it when I hear, new stocks, new themes, not just from the Discord gang or the Trade Live with the IG gang, which is why we wake up and do this every day, don't we, Rich? We pounce out of bed, and get your coffee. What is your Christmas pick?
So, two camps. We got the investment and we got the trading side of things. I think from a investment point of view, there's 3 ETFs which I'm currently looking at and scaling into and building up. One is on battery value chain, which I think is a little bit different. One is digital security. Because of all of the AI that's happening here, I can see that actually becoming a big market. Yeah, and the other one is hydrogen. I think hydrogen as well is something that potentially could follow the same track as some of the other commodities.
Do you have a name
in
that
the same sort of vein? Sorry?
Do you have a name that you watch for hydrogen?
There's a global X hydrogen ETF.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah. Now, when it comes to trading, and this is a sort of a crossover between trading and investing, I'm looking quite long and hard at Wheaton Precious Metals, which is a sort of it's a streaming royalty company that finances mining projects. They've got quite a novel sort of business model, and I'm thinking it could actually be the way to go, particularly with a lot of the focus being put on particularly gold and silver at the moment.
That's an incredible run. It's had 2 years from 40 to 115.
And with gold and silver, providing the uplift there, I am very interested in all the analyst notes that I've been reading about how much of the AI money that's being stumped up at some point will be used to actually buy commodities, because there won't be enough of the stuff to make all these chips that need to be changed, whether they're high end, whether they're low end, whether they take more, whether they take less energy. It's just like your mobile phones, right? Every few years you need to change it. Suddenly, every year you have to change it because the battery life just doesn't last.
Talking about high energy, caught short on the chat has really made me laugh there. Do you remember when Angeline used to call us dirty dogs? And this came from Tony Batista in the US, because, of course, he would say at the end of every show, what's up, knuckleheads? So Ange wanted to get her own version of knuckleheads.
Dirty dogs.
And it became dirty dogs. I remember my face the first time you said it. Did you just actually say that?
And then Fred can storm me out going, I'm not sure you can say that. And then I was like, What can I use kittens for? No, Fred's very serious. No.
I think generally, Ange, you need to be very careful with your words because
I really meant it in what I said about Discord just now.
I've got a WhatsApp message from you which I've kept to prosperity. Remember? Do you remember the time when you had Coid on the robot?
Yes. How can I forget the humanoid?
You said to me, "I've had a mare of a day. Basically, it's been really bad. I've had this robot round, and quote, Claude went down on me." And I thought, no, you can't say that. You can't say that.
I was
We know what you mean.
It died. It literally died.
And there was also a period, and we tried to run with it actually because I thought it was really good. Ange's play of the day. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do remember
That could definitely, and we could have got that up on screen. That could have been great.
Yeah. So what most people tend to realize after working with me for quite a long time is that if I don't get 4 espressos in a day, things start to get quite crazy.
You're high maintenance, Ange. You're high maintenance.
I am. I need constant refueling. I'm like an inefficient.
That's not a good thing.
Inefficient tank. Sherman tank that needs constant refueling.
Now, I don't know if we can get producer Phil in here. There's no way we could have 4, is there? Unless.
Come on,
Phil, come in. I'll tell you what, Phil, come in, and I'm going to sit back and create more room. And then you're going to come and stand beside me. There we go.
Come on, producer Phil.
Producer Phil's going to come in, and we're going to have we're going to include Mature in here for a bit of Q&A. So Mature, have you got any questions to kick us? Oh,
he's a bit frozen. Maturing.
Look at how smiley and happy he is. That's
so photogenic. I mean, most people get caught with nostril shot, but not you. Chris Darmawan saying if we continue to rely on the electronics such as AI technology, the Chinese government have bought their local share already to protect their interest, and the US has also started doing the same. Yes, well, music to my ears, because protectionism and hoarding of stuff just means hoarding of commodities,
right. We'll have a really quick break. We'll try and get Maturin back on, and we'll get Phil in here and try and squeeze us all in for the last segment of the year before Christmas.
Yeah, stay right there.
Do you like the sound of tax-free trading? Well, that's exactly what spread betting enables you to do. This tax-free way of trading lets you speculate on the price of over 17,000 financial instruments, like shares, indices, forex, and commodities, without actually owning them. With spread betting, you can benefit from both rising and falling prices, letting you find the perfect opportunity. So if you think the market's going up, you buy. If you think it's going down, then you can sell short. Not only is spread betting exempt from capital gains tax, but it's also commission-free. All you pay is the spread. With us, you're not alone. You're part of a wide community of traders that you can learn from. We've got the experts, the tools, and extensive educational resources to help you on your journey. If you're not quite ready to trade with real money, you can always give it a go on a demo account. Open an account today, join the conversation, and be inspired to make moves. Welcome to The Art of Investing, a brand new podcast to help you achieve your investing goals.
And I've seen at first hand the power of the wealth creation that one has been able to obtain from this industry. What we're going to do is we're going to put it into action by creating our own model portfolio.
We're going to be talking about the big indices that are around the world, because that is probably some of the safest ways for you to invest your money.
We need to bring this to everybody and help them then take control of their own investment story.
Join me, Rich McDonald, and my co-hosts Mark Spice Holden and Chris CJ Fellingham every Friday, when we bring you updates from the markets and insights from our combined 100 years of investing experience. Do you like the sound?
Hey, welcome back. And all four of us are on. Producer Phil has joined us as well for a bit of Q&A. He came in a bit confused and going, why? You asking me a question?
It was very good timing. I'm not going to ask you that question. We've had the koi joke.
The koi joke. Let's just show a quick picture.
Let's zoom in a little bit, guys, and not get the mess on the
table. Terence, can you quickly show the picture of Coid and explain the context there? So that is the context of why
We've just thrown Coid under the bus.
because literally after that interview, Coid was...
I don't think we're meant to show it, but what I do want to show is a picture that has just come to us on the Discord. This is what I love about the show, is the fact that I think it was David that sent it into the Discord. He's seen Maturin on the show, and he's worked some magic on AI, and he's decided to send us a little picture.
Go on then.
Of Maturin on the show. Let's see if the...
You've got to give the guys a chance. You guys think that technical TV just happens like that, but it does take a little bit of expertise.
Well, not on this show, Phil.
Apparently not.
Clearly not on this show.
Hans, do you want to show us what you've got up there on the screen?
Yeah, so basically, everyone, we're going to give you more of all this good stuff, more on the IG UK YouTube site. So this, after we have a break and Rich gets a very well-deserved holiday, Phil gets to put his head down.
I think I'd call it hibernation.
For a bit. Ange gets to, replenish her batteries. We are going to bring all this good stuff on this page. And you can also, get your podcasts, art investing. You have some talking shops there as well. But we also get more shorts and lives on the space. But you know where to find us when you come back from your well-deserved holidays. Right, have we got the
live
picture?
from Discord, from David.
Oh.
Absolutely love it.
That's disturbing. You look like you're in Lord of the Rings.
Wow.
Maturin, you've become the Pope.
He has become the Pope. Who's...
Oh, no.
Who's passed?
Yes.
You're death, the fourth horseman of the apocalypse.
Well, let's hope that doesn't come to fruition.
Is that Rich or Phil?
It's definitely not me.
I think that's meant to be me for sure. Good stuff. Well, something that is not dead is Nike. So we've had a question from Rahul Reddy. Is it the best time to buy Nike? Any thoughts? This is where I love options, because the options market, I can go in there and say, right, I think, and this was what we talked about on my first audition with Frank Caberna that you saw earlier, was I think we still will continue to get a Nike swoosh. So we've just had the down move of the swoosh with the 10% today. I don't necessarily think it picks up in the next 6 weeks, but in 3 to 6 months would be when I would be comfortable owning Nike. Therefore, I would take advantage of something like the $55 puts for June of next year. So what I'm saying there is I'm happy to buy the stock at 55, but I think I would be paid a reasonable premium of maybe 5% to do that. Therefore, your net in price is 52.5. Or if Nike goes up and you never get the chance to buy the stock, you're getting 5% off the back of it.
Nice.
I've got no idea what you just said.
I've just drawn it on the
8
chart
months.
for you. How long have you been with us, Phil?
I don't get options. I don't think I'll ever get options.
Basically, he's saying that if you have a lovely pair of Nikes or the nice leather shoes you've been looking at, someone says to you, you've got the option to buy it at more than 50%, 60% discount, right?
So the answer to the question is, I don't think now is the time to buy Nike, because there's just no catalyst after you've just found out they're having a really tricky time in China. And the CFO struggled to give any guidance there on how long the turnaround would take. Give it 6 months, take in the option premium, say thank you very much, and enjoy the...
Collect the premiums. Right, questions for the show. We are ready now. Bring them in. Oh.
So first question. So quite a few of them from the Discord that we were looking at. So obviously you'll send quite a lot of polls recently as well that we've been doing, and you'll also notice that we did you and Piers, which was a lot of fun, a little bit chaotic, but quite a lot of fun doing it. So the idea of it, realistically, next year is to hopefully try and branch out a little bit of what we're doing, rather than condense it down into one show and one thing. We're able to breathe a little bit more. If that looks like a little US thing, then we'll look at that. I think we're still playing with ideas, but we had quite a lot good feedback. It was good fun, and you enjoyed it.
Well, that's the thing, and anything that's a sort of first time, then it is testing things and seeing what works and what doesn't work. So your chaotic, I would say, was a nice little premiere. What's it called when you get the first series of a TV show?
A pilot. Yes.
Exactly. Thank you.
And we'll have many debuts, pilots as we go on, because we really want to make it work for the Discord community and Trade Live with IG community as well. What works for you works for us. And so maybe if the afternoon is a time when you guys are happy to dial in, then maybe we move the CEO conversations with Ange to that time when it's easy for you guys to dial in.
I think the idea is that those can then be on the web for anybody to watch them whenever they like. But yes, from the end of January, we will be going live for the US market open, Piers and myself, twice a week to start with, and just see how that works.
So with the kind of, like we did the Our Investing Live during the Discord. So that was, I didn't even tell we went live on Discord to Rich and to Chris and Spice. I didn't tell them.
You didn't tell them?
No, I didn't tell them. So I'm glad that they didn't say anything. But the idea of it was we want to bring a bit more exclusivity to the Discord and bring into that. So it was kind of, again, that was a pilot to see, one, it's technically possible, and two, like, what does it look like where if there is, so we had a conversation with the kind of Discord community, which was really kind of inspiring. And R6 made a really good comment about, well, if there is potentially more pre-records, how do we have more like live questions? So we can do this in two ways, where we have pre-recorded questions beforehand. We're going to bring this person in. We're going to have a robot in. Do you have any questions for the robot that's going to die on the shelf? But then we go live whilst we're recording in the Discord. So you can then essentially get your questions in live in the Discord, but then it goes to a bit of an edit. So essentially the Discord gets a bit of exclusivity, a bit behind the scenes, and then essentially it goes to the wider community. Because ultimately we work for the clients, but ultimately as well YouTube is public, so anyone can watch it. So it's and
not just the clients, the viewers.
Yeah.
Our community, our people.
Yeah. And you get
Supreme
first advantage.
leader, Paul.
Right, next question.
Ayatollah. Next question.
Yes, the Pope.
Paul.
Thank you, Andrew McKelvey, for this question. So he's interested in a kind of fancy portfolio. We've toyed with this idea for a while.
Well,
and
this came from when I went to Bristol University, and they were talking about the opportunity to do a fantasy portfolio, and I thought, wow, fantastic news. So I came back. The head of product here loved the idea, and we tried to take it into the art of investing. So it takes a lot of work to build up the tech side of it and the opportunity. If there are any those that can write websites, then get in touch.
That's what ChatGPT is for, isn't
Please
it?
let us know.
Because I think it would be wonderful, and it's just shame that we can't start it from the 1st of January, but maybe we start it from the new tax year. We start it from April the 5th, but that would certainly be something that the students all across the country could benefit hugely from.
So that was the poll of the day. That was one of the reasons we did that poll, to see if there's an appetite for that, which it looks like there is. So we're going to kind of, again, any ideas that we have, the idea of next year is that the fact that you guys have got ideas, we've got ideas, and we want to try and create them together and do that in the best way. So January probably is going to be a little bit kind of, again, we're going to be finding our feet again, especially when I come back from hibernation.
I would love for that to be run across schools in the UK, because I think that there's not enough financial education in this country.
And also January I'll be on the beach, so...
Yes.
We'll still be dialing you in every single morning.
You are going to dial in. Has Phil not told you you're dialing in?
Well, if I'm in the right part of the world, it'd be my evening. So
if I can dial in from Milan, you can dial in from the beach.
If I can dial in with Menorca as well, whilst I was on holiday.
Next question.
David Q. If 67% of IG clients lose money, would IG be better off themselves if that number improved, or does it not alter their business model whether clients do well or not?
Well, it's in an ideal world, then the clients will most definitely do well. That is the aim, because of course, as you build your portfolio to greater capital, then you would be potentially trading bigger size, and everybody wins. That's the ultimate goal. The worst thing in the world is when clients lose money and
leave.
And because their portfolio is gone. So this is and the way that IG is changing as well. It's changing to a big investment focus. So with ISAs, SIPs, and general investment accounts. So this is very much talking about the CFD and spread betting side of the business. Our aim on the show was to help bring that down, and I really hope that some people have managed to become more disciplined, and their P&L for this year has shown the benefit of that.
And we want the content to reflect that as well. So that's the idea of trying potentially a few new things and seeing what we can do.
And we've worked very hard, both Rich, myself, and Phil as well, to bring that risk reward, and also time frame. Time frame is very important to understand. The process is sometimes more important than anything else.
Big question.
And this is also what I want to. Sorry, Rich. This is what I also want the Discord group to be able to provide a platform for people who are in that 67%, who are suffering not only with deplenished accounts, but also who might be suffering with their own emotions, their mental health, whatever. For them to be able to contact and talk freely about their situation. At the end of November, we had many traders on the Discord group share their performance stats for that month. It wasn't all good, it wasn't all pretty, but the fact that people can talk about this, I think, is a huge step forward, because the last thing you want to be doing is suffering on your own.
And that's a great platform, Paul, because the end of every month, every hedge fund has to deliver their performance for that month, and it's published. Everybody in the world can see hedge fund performance. So as traders, if you can think about it, and there's a little bit about this in The Art of Investing that comes out this afternoon, we want to give you a template, right? And that blank template of how to value your portfolio at the end of the year. So you can start to think in percentage terms, right? Now, I look at my capital that I have in my CFD account, and I always work off percentages. What's my performance for November? What is it? So you're not talking about actual nominal money. You're talking about percentage performance. And then everybody, you don't have to go on Discord and say, oh, I've lost 20 grand this month. You can say, I lost X percent of my portfolio. And if you've lost more than 4% in a month, something's not right. Okay, my normal swings at Brevin were between 1% and 2% per month, and that's it. Ideally, on the upside, you'll be making 3%, 4%, but on the downside, you shouldn't really be losing more than 2% of your portfolio in a month.
Yeah. What I'm also keen to do with my guys is very much get to a bit lower level of detail, in so much as what's the number of consecutive wins and losses you've had, and what have you done at that particular point. So if you've said, I've had 5 losses in a row, what are you actually going to do to do something different?
Yes, yes.
I can't remember who said it, but the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expect different results.
Yeah.
And I think if you are measuring it, you can manage it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people go into trading thinking it's a pretty free and easy hobby.
No, it's not. And you're right. And it's all about de-risking as well. So, for example, yesterday I lost £600 because I de-risked my core weave. But it's about knowing how you're going to step out as well. And everyone here knows I like dollar averaging in. I also like stepping out because it makes it easier. You have a process to follow and you know how you're going to redeploy or hedge yourself out of that mistake.
It was Einstein that said it.
There you go.
In the Discord.
And if you've got that written down, those processes, and you follow them, and it subsequently doesn't work, it gives you the opportunity to review and amend those processes. If you don't write it down, you have no chance of review. I've had quite a few people come to me and say, yeah, I've got a trading plan, I've got strategies, but I haven't written them down. Well, you don't have them then.
So I'd like you to remember what you just said, Paul. I keep calling you Maturin, Paul, because there is something coming your way to Spain. So remember what you just said, because I do write my stuff down.
Bar? I hope it's a golden bar.
Or
you did nick one from that humanoid recycling plant you went to,
humanoid robot. Yes, you were wondering how I was going to pay for the postage to get it to you.
Now,
it wasn't the postage I was worried about, it's the duty about getting it into Spain.
Great way to keep that sort of journal, if you like, is the Stock Traders Almanac. An incredible amount of data in there. And it's the perfect time of year to get it because it is, of course, starts on for January the 1st. And you can get that on Amazon or eBay. It looks like there's one, or quite a few of the online bookshops. But Stock Traders Almanac it's very entertaining, it's very educational, and there is that daily area for you to enter your trades for that day.
And Paul, do you also agree or disagree? What matters even more, I think, is being able to have someone, and I love the community on Discord because, there's no judgment. Everyone talking about, their trades without judgment whatsoever. But I find that it's a very lonely place. You can't talk about this with anyone because you get judged. No. I can't talk about this with my friends. They think I'm crazy.
Don't try and talk about it with me.
Probably am crazy. Phil thinks I'm crazy.
Your 9-year-old daughter talks to you about it.
But she is not crazy. She understands risk reward and plays Texas with me.
I've lost control over this Q&A. We're going to go on to the last question quickly.
Yeah, 1 second before we do, I just want to show the
you've got it
Almanac. Sorry, guys, in the gallery. There we go. Stock Traders Almanac. 30 quid, one of the best 30 quid you'll spend this year.
I think there we go. Because I've got a few things I want to go through as well before we wrap up as well. So this was something, again, in the Discord that Lord M kind of went through. And it's a little bit about what you guys touched on earlier. And I think that's what, again, maturing that we're looking at in terms of we're wanting to basically kind of have basic kind of, again, like your guys' input, bring it down a little bit. I think your kind of comparison to Lewis Hamilton earlier, Paul, was quite a sensible one in terms of like, how do we bring the level to each other that everyone kind of knows what's going on and where we're doing things properly. Hopefully that kind of touches a little bit. But if there's any more questions in the chat, then we'll answer them. But there's a few things I wanted to go over before we because we've got a nice little do later for the last show of the year. There has been 340 Trade Live with IG shows.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So on the old YouTube, on the new YouTube. And I have produced 172 of them. So I've produced basically like 4 more than Fred. So it's been a basic split even between producer Fred and producer Phil since the inception, which I thought was quite a fun little stat.
So highlights?
Bloody hell.
Knocking down Tom Wilson-Holmes' tower when I'm teaching him PE still to this day is my favourite moment. The shock on his face.
In his face, yeah. My favourite moment was Phil's face as Rich carried a wooden tree into the studio seconds before recording.
Mr. Webley came on.
And Mr. Webley came on. It was seconds, literally
Smarter Web had to be our best stock we featured on the show, and then the worst. It gets best and worst.
Best and worst Oscars.
Well, it only became your worst if you didn't follow your rules. So, you know.
Worst moment. Having my makeup bag crushed. Phil came in looking rather guilty. And he said, I've broken your makeup bag with the robotic table.
The desk goes up and down, and she left it where the hinge basically is, and I brought the table all the way down for a recording, and I heard something snap.
It's truly broken.
And it was mascara.
No,
So,
I don't wear mascara.
no. So other few things. So they probably would have sent an email yesterday from IG. So this kind of goes into a little bit in terms of there is a bit of a relaunch, a bit of a rebrand going on that we're dealing with. And that attunes into next year. Why essentially like there is going to be a few changes, but changes for the better in a sense. Like there's a lot that we're kind of dealing with to basically, again, bring everyone better content, better show, better everything realistically. But it has to be done in a different way to be able to do it. So there's a lot going on here that we're having to deal with. Fun, but there's a lot going on. That's why I'm going into hibernation for 2 weeks.
I feel bad for anybody that's just joining us, that just woken up and coming. You've missed one of the best shows that I think we've had. So a very good morning to you. And yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody else.
Yeah, but truly a big round of applause to Rich and Phil and all of you on the show. Without all of you, I would have totally lost my mind. But my account portfolio, after all the calculation, I did my calculations last night, both losses and profit coming up around 30% good so far on the monthly average.
Hey, Maturin, you can't beat that, can you?
The cash returns.
Aspirational, mate. Aspirational. We only dream.
But I have to say, I have to de-risk now because it is very heavy in misses.
I want to say thank you to Cam and Terence, because Cam and Terence were also kind of the start of the show.
And the others.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. James, Dom, Evie, Yanis, but me, Cam and Terence were the kind of ones that started building this in a sense, and here we are. And a little bit of an elusive kind of exclusive for people, but there is going to be another new studio that we're moving into.
No rest for the wicked here.
So next year, again, it kind of comes into it, but again, there's another new home for us. And again, that kind of leads into the kind of content plan that we're trying to do here, because I've got to rebuild another studio. I'm never going to sleep again.
So an incredible year, and honestly, there is not many things I am happy setting my alarm at 5:45 in the morning each morning for. I know Angeline's the same. But coming in to speak to you guys, to hear your comments, buenos dias on the morning chat, it really gives us so much energy to be able to do this. It's been hugely enjoyable.
And all
year round.
Yeah, all of you have made it so much more fun for us.
So I'm also going to release all of Guess the Chart songs.
Yeah.
All the songs.
On a Spotify playlist?
Spotify playlist. Well, maybe not Spotify playlist, maybe some kind of Google Drive just for ease. But all the songs that have been created.
Is it going to be a KTEL LP out that you can buy in Walgreens?
I actually might start selling a vinyl of all of them. However, I must admit, I do get some credit for them, but James Watson's on the directors. He has done most of the legwork for it, so he deserves most of the credit. I've just told him what he can and can't say, really, and been like, I like that song, don't like that song. So I've just basically kind of, I'm a rocker. Favourite band's Rush, basically.
So I'm old school as well.
So I've just basically kind of put my music spin on it, realistically. Or music producer.
And also call out to some of the early people as well. Frank Berner, of course, and also producer Fred, who was here during the early part of it.
And yeah, I mean, the support that we get from everybody at IG as well. Everybody from Sophie Cocker, who's helped us greatly run the show, up to Jimmy and Elise in marketing and content. Sosnoff, who's helped us set the whole thing up, along with Beth across in Chicago, been a huge help.
Yeah.
And then support Garrett and crew as well, exactly. And support right up to the top. Michael Healy that runs UK, Clifford, our CFO, that pays the bills, and of course Breon himself loves to give me a little. Every time, I think I accidentally called myself a trading legend one time on air, and next thing Breon is in a cafe next door to me saying, I heard just called yourself a trading legend on air, Rich. And I just burst out laughing. He went, yeah, I was laughing as well.
But yeah, it's been such a pleasure. Yeah, and we will see you guys very soon.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everyone.
And a Happy New Year. Maturin, thank you for joining us. Thank you all for joining us today. And yeah, we'll
see you on Discord, trader friends.
Tariff, love the tariffs.